The Integra Licox Monitor measures the partial pressure of oxygen in the brain, as well as brain temperature, to aid in the determination of the perfusion status of cerebral tissue local to sensor placement. This monitor provides several key functions to facilitate the process for acquiring and analyzing patient data, including a touchscreen interface for evaluating patient data and setting patient parameters, physiological alarms that activate if the PtO₂ values fall below a user-specified limit for more than 5 seconds, the rechargeable lithium-ion battery that supplies power to the monitor during transport, storage of patients' trend data for up to 5 days within the unit itself, outputs for healthcare providers to transfer patient data to a patient bedside monitor, and outputs for healthcare providers to extract patient data to remove media types via USB drive or digital streaming. This video is intended to show the basic setup and management of the Integra Licox Monitor. Licox Monitor Setup and Function. The Licox Monitor can be attached to an IV pole or set on an even surface. To attach and secure it to an IV pole, tighten the knob on the rear of the monitor to the pole. The power cord is connected to the Licox monitor by attaching the red connector on the end of the power cord into the red port, which is located on the back of the Licox monitor. Once you have attached it, plug it into a power outlet. To turn on the Licox monitor, press the power button located on the front panel of the monitor. The Licox monitor needs a maximum 3-hour warm-up time, so it is recommended that the monitor be turned on as soon as it is determined that PtO₂ is going to be measured. There are 2 sets of patient cables that can be used with the Licox monitor. The cables used depend on the Licox probes used: an oxygen probe, combined oxygen and temperature, or a temperature probe. The cables are connected into the right side of the Licox monitor. When using the Licox combined oxygen and temperature probe, reference CC1P1, like in the Complete Brain Probe Kit, that is the IP2P, or the Tunneling Probe Kit, the IT2, connect the blue end of the Y adapter into the blue port labeled PtO₂, and connect the green end of the Y adapter into the green port labeled temperature. Verify each probe cable snaps into place. When using the Licox oxygen probe, reference CC1SB, and Licox temperature probe, reference C8B, like in triple lumen introducer kits, reference IM3ST, connect the larger plug of the blue PtO₂ probe cable into the blue port labeled PtO₂. Then connect the larger plug of the green probe cable into the green port labeled temp. Again, verify the probe cable snaps into place. If additional cable length is required, extension cables can be attached. The smart card slot is where the designated smart card, which is found on the outside of the Licox oxygen or combined oxygen temperature probe package, is inserted. Insert the card by aligning the arrow on the card towards the smart card slot on the Licox monitor. Use only the smart card supplied with the probe. Cross-check serial number on probe and smart card. Use of the wrong smart card can cause measurement errors. There are 5 tabs on the Licox monitor screen: Main, Trend, Alarm Settings, and Synchronize to Monitor. The Main tab views the patient's current PtO₂ and brain temperature values continuously. If a temperature probe is not connected, the patient's core temperature can be manually entered on this screen by adjusting the up and down arrows in the temperature panel. On the main screen is also displayed the PtO₂ alarm limit, the Licox probe number, the battery life, and the status bar, which gives you an error message. Accessing trend data. Press the Trend tab to view a graph of the recorded PtO₂ trend data. The Licox monitor stores up to 5 days of trend data that may be viewed in specific ranges of time. Time can be scaled in 3 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, and 120 hours, which can be done by pressing the Time Scale button. The PtO₂ can be scaled up to 30 millimeters of mercury, 50 millimeters of mercury, 100 millimeters of mercury, or 150 millimeters of mercury, and this is done by pressing the PtO₂ scale button. This data may also be extracted by healthcare providers from the monitor to other media types discussed later in the video. Setting the alarm. To set the PtO₂ alarm, press Alarm tab. In this tab, you can turn the alarms on and off and set the parameters for the low PtO₂ alarm limit. To set low PtO₂ alarm limit, press the Alarm On button, then adjust the up or down arrows to set your desired limit, then press Accept. To silence the PtO₂ alarm, to the main screen, press the alarm symbol on the status bar. The alarm will then be silenced for 3 minutes or until the patient's PtO₂ value falls within the specified limit. To change the date, time, and language, press the Settings tab. To set the time, date, or language, adjust the up or down arrows until the information displayed is correct. Then press Accept. Synchronizing to the bedside monitor. To synchronize the Licox monitor to bedside monitor, you must first connect the two. First, attach the gray PMIO cable to the back of the Licox monitor, then attach the other end of the cable using the pressure connector into the bedside monitor. Please ensure you have the appropriate patient monitoring cable for the brand of bedside monitor. Once the Licox monitor is connected to the bedside monitor, press the Synchronize to Monitor tab. Note the transmitted value on the Licox monitor is now 0 millimeters of mercury. Now zero the bedside monitor per the bedside monitor's IFU. You will have 60 seconds to do this. Once the bedside monitor shows a value of 0, then press the Done button. The video is for information purposes only and not intended to replace a full review of the instructions for use. For complete instructions and the intended use and contraindications, please refer to the IFU.